Hey guys, I'm back. In this video, I am going to be discussing something I call spirit language. Now, you may look at that and say, spirits have their own language? In a sense, but it's not like any language on Earth. And I'll explain. So, for example, I was watching a video where this guy, he was like on a ghost hunt. And he went to the Crow Wing River where there is said to be burial mounds, Native American burial mounds. And he wasn't really asking a lot of questions because he wasn't sure if the spirits would be able to understand him because many of these people died a long time ago and he's not sure if they would have understood English. And so he wasn't really asking questions like one would normally do on a ghost hunt. And I'm here to kind of explain um, how that is sort of true, but sort of not. So, spirits do not speak verbally. And one of the reasons why I know this, I've read it in the books of people who have done astral projection, where even though, like, I have spoken verbally in the astral, they can speak verbally, but it's a lot harder to do because it takes a lot more effort and energy to do than it does in the physical. So often they will speak telepathically with their minds. Spirits do not have to understand words, but they can understand the energies and emotions behind that words. Energy and emotion are the language of the spirits. So if, let's say, for example, you went to the grave of a ancient Egyptian king, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, that his spirit is still there, and you were trying to ask him questions doing EVP or electric voice phenomena. You may be concerned that he would not know English because English wasn't even invented by then. No way close. However, you can ask them questions and they can still, like, if you ask them, are you here with me? Give me a knock for one knock for yes and two for no. They'll understand you and they'll do, you know. Um, but also, I think, and this is just a theory, but because these spirits can understand the energy behind language and they can read minds, I believe that they can learn our language pretty much immediately because they can see the words in your head and they can feel the energies behind those words. And in my opinion, I do think that maybe they could piece those together like a puzzle and maybe give us the answers that we may understand back. This is just a theory, but it sounds logical when you think about it. Like, if we were masters of telepathy and we could read minds, we would be able to understand any language because even though we wouldn't understand necessarily all the words they say, we would understand what the person was feeling behind those, and then we could slowly learn to interpret that, and eventually we would learn the language because we could feel everything. Almost like a language filter, but we would be able to do it ourselves. We wouldn't have to rely on any piece of technology like the phone I'm holding or any translator. So, spirits work with a different kind of language than we're used to. It takes a lot more energy for a spirit to talk verbally in the spirit world, and it is pretty much unnecessary to do so when speaking to other spirits. Now, maybe it's different between a spirit and a living person when they're using a recorder. and they're trying to ask questions and the spirit is responding, that may be a little different. But in the spirit world, all spirits on the same frequency should be able to understand each other based on the energies that they're giving off. And each emotion we have is filled with a complex code that can be easily interpreted by spirits. And I remember when I was in the astral and spirits, even though they were speaking to me verbally, I could also feel exactly how they were feeling. You know, um, sorry, I had something in my throat. But you know how in life you meet people and they sound like the best people ever. They're really good actors, and they're very chipper, and they seem like awesome people, but it's really just an act, and behind closed doors they're pieces of, yeah. Well, in the spirit world, you don't have that issue because you will be able to pick up on people right away. Whatever being you come across, you're going to feel what they're giving off, the energy that is radiating from them, and that is going to be your cue to either stay or go. In life, it's a lot harder because a lot of us have lost the ability to use our, what we call our gut instinct. And our, I believe it's our sacral chakra that is responsible for that, for helping us with gut instinct, where we can pick up on people's energy and see right through their facade. Empaths can do that very easily. Now, I hear that a lot, but I mean, I know I'm an empath, but sometimes even I'm fooled. So, unless you train yourself like with such discipline, it can happen to anyone. There are true chameleons out there that can change all kinds of colors and different shapes, and you have no idea who they are because they're so good at lying and acting. But to sum up this video, uh, even though spirits from other times may not be able to understand our verbal language, they can fully understand our emotional and spiritual language. So, intent is everything in the spirit world to spirits. Which, is kind of interesting when I think about it because there's a lot of people who, if they're in a haunted house, they'll openly talk to each other about, you know, oh yeah, we're going to get rid of this ghost. We're going to call this person. We're going to get rid of them. Like the spirit don't hear that. And then there's others who will be like, don't tip off the ghost. They can feel that too because you're giving off the energy like you want to get rid of them and they can read your mind. So you're screwed either way. There's no hiding information from a spirit unless you are super disciplined with your energy shielding. And even then, they'll find any crack they can. But that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm on a roll with these videos. I just keep getting idea after idea. And I got to admit, the phone is a lot easier than pulling out my big-ass camera, taking the image off there, putting it on the computer, editing it. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm not going to use my camera, but this is an easier conduit for now and allows me to get videos out quicker and easier. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And have a good day.